Aloha guys, we're back tonight going through more articles from Kavaiola, and this one is a very interesting, it's fun, and it's historical. But this article is titled Kahe'e Holua, Reviving Hawaii's Extreme Sport He'e Ho'ua by Okamura and Akamine. Alright, let's jump into it. I've kind of skipped around on this article and highlighted the ones I wanted to make emphasis on. So the core article is Reviving the Art and Practice of He'e Holua, a research assignment for a Hawaiian culture class at WCC with Kumu Kalani inspired Stone to learn more about Holua. Everyone was focusing on voyaging, but I wanted to focus on what my tutu had been teaching me and research something nobody knew anything about. That's how it all began. So in 1994, with many support, Stone began learning everything he could about Holua. He not only wrote the research paper, but built a papa Holua, or a sled, that he named Kiai Okikai. His sled was constructed based on descriptions found in Arts and Crafts of Hawaii by Maori anthropologist Sir Peter H. Buck. The description lacked details on how to lash the runners to the cross pieces, so Stone improvised and used canoe lashing techniques. Stone is quick to point out that reviving Holua wasn't his accomplishment alone. His WCC classmates, the late Kilohana Durade and Ann Campbell, now his wife, were his partners. They were with me almost from day one. The three of us were on this journey. Already in his 40s, Stone channeled his talent for big wave riding and began teaching himself to He'e Holua. He took his papa Holua to Maui to ride an ancient slide at Ulupalakua, but the tips of his runners broke off in transit. He was still able to ride it, but later took his papa Holua to Hawaii Island, intending to burn it since it was damaged. Stone went down to Kiholo Bay and left his papa Holua on the shore while he gathered wood for a fire. When he returned, there were 6 large honu, turtles, resting on it. Stone took this as a Hoa Ailona sign. He did not burn his papa Holua that day. In fact, he still rides it. By 1997, Stone had already built several papa Holua and so was allowed access to the only surviving pre-contact papa Holua, which was housed at Bishop Museum. Stone spent years studying its construction. The engineering that goes into Holua construction is ancient. It's about balance and flexibility. It's both scientific and symbolic. If you make the papa Holua rigid, it's going to break at high speed. You have to build that sense of unified flexibility into it. That's the most important thing. Divine inspiration and the role of women in Holua. Between 1994 and 1998, Stone had a series of vivid dreams. In his dreams, he walked the land with a woman he did not know. Eventually, they ended up at a hale maumo in Kilauea, and he recognized the woman as Pele. In his dream, Pele explained the proper technique for latching Holua. I woke up at like 1 in the morning, went outside, took it apart, and relashed it traditionally, Stone said. Holua lashing requires a circular double wrap, a pattern that allows the sled's runners to open slightly and flex forward and backwards. It takes about 375 consecutive feet of cynic. But Stone learned more than Holua latching techniques from his dreams. He also came to understand the important role that women played in Holua. My mom always told me, when a kupuna visits you, be open and go on the journey. So I did, and I learned more within those moe uhane than I learned from my research. He learned that the papa Holua he studied at Bishop Museum was named Lono Ikamakahiki and had belonged to Kane Muna, a woman from Ho'okena. And then I started to realize as I searched for Holua slides that they all have wahine names, or women names. According to Stone, the prominence of women in the sport and its connection to female deities like Pele made Holua a target of missionaries who not only wanted to suppress traditional religion, but also the prominence of women in Hawaiian society to align with Western notions of male dominance and female subservience. He believes that this is why so little is known about Holua and why so few Holua slides remain. In Hawaiian culture, wahine are more important than men because they carry the moku auhau, said Stone. Hawaiian women had more political, social, and spiritual capital than their Western counterparts, which clashes with the conventional Western Judeo-Christian worldview. Stone said that what the missionaries saw was a dangerous sport that women actively participated in, with slides named after female deities. They needed to eliminate the worship of females. He said, noting that erasure of Holua from Hawaiian consciousness included dismantling many of the slides, and in more than one instance, the stones that formed the slides were used to build churches. The future of He'e Holua. Now in the 70s, Stone is concerned that outsiders will co-opt He'e Holua, monetize it, and profit off of Hawaiian intellectual and cultural property the way surfing, Hawaii's most famous export, was co-opted in the mid-20th century. The reason I'm very choosy about who maintains the knowledge is because I've had offers from skateboarding and snowboarding companies, but it's not for sale, Stone said adamantly. Stone is not currently mentoring any Holua makers or writers outside his own family, although he has had previously served as kumu to the handful of cultural practitioners who are now perpetuating ike, pretending to Holua, and fabrication of papa Holua, kumala au sing, do, wooten, and mahi. However, Stone is arguably Hawaii's most active Holua writer. In his experience, few people want to commit. It's a process of pain to make a papa Holua, said Stone. Your hands will be bleeding and your whole body aches because you learn to lash with your fingers, toes, teeth, whatever. Reflecting on his twin passions for He'e Holua and He'e Nalu, surfing, Stone said that at their essence, they are the same. Look at it from a cultural point of view. Pele is on one side, and Namaka Okahai, sea goddess and sister to Pele, is on the other. Although the legend is about them battling their way across the islands, I see it as harmonizing. They go hand in hand, Stone said. Holua and surfing are one and the same. If no more waves, ride the mountains. Aloha.